Hey everybody, this is Goku7 with a very rare video. I've been wanting to do a Smash Brothers Ballot video for quite a while now, but I really have not had the free time to record anything recently. I don't know if this video is going to be up on my channel or someone else's channel. If it's on someone else's channel, welcome to this person's channel. I also don't know if I will be posting it to things like the Smash Brothers Reddit, because I really don't think that most of the community is interested in some of my opinions, but oh well. So, what you see here is Super Smash Bros. Ballot example data pulled out of my B. B stands for bottom. You can see it in the title right here. So, I've just listed a few characters that I know, and some example data about a few things that I think is going on in the Smash Brothers Ballot. When I saw the Smash Brothers Ballot in the Nintendo Direct, it was actually a school day, so I went to school. After my classes, I actually went to the teachers, and one of the teachers is actually a really good researcher. She has worked in very big market researches, I believe, and she could explain a lot of things after I explained the entirety of Super Smash Bros. And the Smash Bros. Ballot, what's been going on, how many sales the game had. She was interested in that and what the target audience of this game was, and after that she could tell me a lot of things about researches like this. After that, after I had my discussion with her, I went to one of the programming teachers to ask for, hey, how is this stored and what can you do with the data that is stored in these forms? I especially asked this because it's inconsistent what data is stored for other countries, but I'll go over that in just a moment. So right here you have a list of a few characters that I know and some that I really love. Some people may think that I'm discriminating, but I'm really not. Here I have a few characters that I've seen be very popular among the Smash Brothers Ballot. I don't discriminate any of these, but I didn't want to make this entire list for all characters that I've listed here. I've seen all of the site researches that all of you guys have done among the community. One research was pretty well done, I guess, and it even made a results list of the most popular requested characters already in that were still requested quite a lot, and third-party characters. I want to give credits to the person who made this, but I just can't find any more who made this. Credits to whoever it was. Maybe it's written somewhere here, I really don't know. But King K. Rool came on top, which is fine. People have already noticed that there's going to be there might just be multiple characters voted for Super Smash Bros. And people do that with evidence on the Smash Bros. Website. I don't remember how they did that. But pretty cool compiled list. Nintendo might use some of these, but I believe there was a Fire Emblem trophy removed from the Super Smash Bros. 3DS game because the character was clothed pretty weirdly. And because of that, I'm pretty worried about Crystal, Bayonetta, and Shantae, since they're essentially half naked sometimes, I guess. But anyway, let's get on with my data. So, a lot of people are suggesting that because of this, your submission may be published by Nintendo. There will actually be Nintendo staff reading every single submission. Unfortunately, if they were to do that, I don't think we'll ever get the results of the Smash Brothers ballot. What's it called? Archived, and they might not even publish the actual result, just one submission. That doesn't necessarily mean that one submission convinced them to make that one character. Let's see, what did I have to say? I want to go into what they probably are actually going to do for the results. They're going to store every single submission into a database, probably not an object database. And what they're going to do to get the results is use queries with that database. And queries are essentially your way of communicating with a database to get the results back that you want. So a query is essentially right here. Database, give me an oversight of the most voted character names and the data I need to include the most requested characters. Of course, you don't just write this string to a database to get the results back what you want, but this is a really simplified way of communication with a database. So, to my next point, I have a few characters here and a few example data. And I just want to go over why I think that some of this is pretty significant. All of these numbers are pulled out of my bottom, and they don't actually represent anything that's in Nintendo's database already. I just gave some characters an amount of vote that I think represents how much I like them, how much other people, some other people like them. Some of these numbers are even based on how well I know the characters. So, like Shantae, I don't know her that good, so I just gave her a low amount of votes. So, not a particular amount of bias, but it doesn't represent any actual data. So I gave Rayman a lot of votes, Ridley a lot of votes, Rayman just a lot of votes because I know him really good, and I think playing with him in Smash would be fun with his disjointed hitboxes of his arms. I don't know, this really doesn't represent anything, but what they're going to ask from the database is certainly the amount of votes that any character has gotten. So that by itself could decide what character is going to be in Smash, but what I also think that they're going to compare that amount of votes to is the amount of unique descriptions written for that character. Because what a lot of people can do is just I haven't submitted anything myself to the Smash Brothers ballot yet, but I know of people who have done at least 15 votes for characters, and they can still continue to vote for the Smash Brothers ballot and won't get kicked out of the server or anything. So yeah, people can vote multiple times for one character or multiple times for multiple characters, and they can write the same description for that, or 2 people, or 10 people, 20 people, might write the very same description for certain characters. Like Rayman, 2 people could write the same same description, and that's not going to count towards a unique description. And they might, if they get many repeats, if you get many repeats in the database, you might be a little skeptical about who wrote this. Whether it was the same person voting over and over again, or whether it was 2 people who just agreed to vote on the same character with the same description. And that might not be that good. I have so much trouble with that word. Representable data. Excuse me for my horrible pronunciation for that, I'm sorry. So, besides these two factors, I think that they're also going to they're also going to log every single IP address that votes on the Smash Brothers ballot. And some people may ask, wait, isn't that illegal? I want to elaborate on that, even though I was discussing the Smash Brothers ballot with one of my classmates, and I said, yeah, they're probably going to log everyone's IP address. And the response I got from him was, well, duh! He just cut off my sentence like that. Wasn't very happy with that, but to explain more about that, it is legal to log someone's IP address as long as you don't list people's too personal information, like their medical records. And as long as you make sure that your database is not hacked and all of the IP addresses are publicly available on the internet because of some hacker. I believe by that, if your database security is, I think, done in a way that you get an ISO certification or something that represents, hey, this is safe, then it is legal to log IP addresses. But some people are going to vote with the same IP address. They are going to vote with the same IP address multiple times for one character. And some more example data I'll have of that here. So, a really random IP address that really isn't an IP address, actually. I'm pretty sure it's impossible to get this one. So, they are going to track your IP address. How many votes this IP address made is going to be important, and the amount of unique characters that IP address voted for. So, if you have voted for multiple characters with your IP address, they're going to have a list of all the characters that you have voted for. Because some people might vote for, I have an example of that here. Some people might vote because their first vote as a joke. So, someone voted for an amiibo stock to be in Smash, and that is a joke because they don't exist in real life. I didn't really write that right here. So that is just a vote because amiibos in stock don't exist in real life. They're always sold out and all. And then after that first vote of that IP address by that person, he's going to vote for other characters like Sonic, Mario, Chorus Kits, and... Okay, this one is obviously a joke, but then he's really serious about these two, even though Mario's already in the game. Let's just pretend he's being serious with his vote. Sonic he might not be that serious with, because it's spelled wrong. And so, separating the jokes from what he's actually serious about when he has voted multiple times from the same IP address could not be done that well when automated by a database. So I think that all of these votes from the same IP address are just going to be disregarded, like thrown into the garbage can. Some more examples that I could give where you could throw votes away like that. A new IP address has done 430 votes for only 13 characters, so he has voted for a bunch of characters multiple times. And if we were to go only on the amount of votes, then it's going to be really unfair that this person voted 430 times for 13 characters, so that they have a lot more votes than the rest. Or let's just go and use an IP address that I have. I might be using a VPN. to protect my real IP address when voting. I could be using a paid proxy software to constantly generate a new IP address. But let's just pretend I'm not. I'm just using a VPN. And they're going to notice that this IP address of mine has voted 60,000 times for 2 unique characters, Goku and Rayman. Now, how did this happen? It's possible that I programmed a bot that just goes like this. It writes a name, an age. It votes for Goku. Goku was in... sorry. Goku, I love him. The description is Goku, I love him. And the game he's in was in Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 1, 2, 3. I think I spelled it right. And I could just be programming a bot that just writes this, submits the form, goes back to the form, and then writes the very same data into this form, however, only changes the nickname into Goku 2. The next time he changes it to Goku 3, Goku 4, Goku 5, and all of that. And I pressed backspace too many times. I'm sorry for that. But it could just be that that people program bots to just do that. And I think you would want to disregard every vote done in this way. But my second vote was Rayman, and you cannot be tracking back whether that one Rayman vote of this IP address versus 59,999 Goku votes was even serious anymore. You might as well just disregard this entire IP address from the scores. So I think I've made my point on IP addresses. I'm really not trying to make a strong point as the one radical voice in the minority among the Smash Brothers community. Otherwise, I would be convincing you to vote for Crash Bandicoot, vote for Goku. Just to clarify, I've third-party characters, I've made their names fat and made a sad face on Goku and Shrek. I know people love Goku and Shrek. Because they are characters that did not originate from a game, and I think Sakurai even said he preferred characters to have originated from a game for them to be in Smash Brothers. Alright, so here's a really subtle one. Amount of favorable keywords on average written in the descriptions. Favorable keywords might be love, like, unique, similar to, opportunity, fun, and all of that. Like, words that convince this automated results, this automated result to be, it convinces the automated result that people actually like this character and really want them to be in Smash for a reason. So if you're submitting forms without any favorable keywords like and love, unique and opportunity, and collaborations, they might just have a less of an effect for your character to be in Smash Brothers. An example I'm going to give by this YouTuber called Rhyme Styles. Credits to you that I can show this one screen from your video. He's convincing people to vote for Goku as a future character in Smash Brothers. So this is the form he submitted, and I'm sorry to bring this to you, but no explanation needed. its Goku is not going to convince this automated results that Goku is the one you really, really want in Smash compared to other people. Like, people are going to say, hey, Rayman has similar games as Mario. Rayman 2 was a 3D platformer, Rayman Legends was a 2D platformer. Rayman has very fun power-ups that could be usable for his moveset. Like, they want to hear things like that. On top of that, they also want to know, for example, what opportunity this could bring for doing businesses with third-party characters, because Nintendo has made a statement that third-party characters are possible to be in the Super Smash Bros. Ballot, to be voted to be in Super Smash Bros. And they want to see that, and probably the character with the most favorable keywords might get favorable keywords on average, even though he doesn't have the most votes. If they're going to do multiple characters, he might get into Smash Brothers because of his favorable keywords, like Zero. I'm pretty sure from the Mega Man series, I'm sure that he has a lot of dedicated fans that could write a lot of favorable keywords in their descriptions. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say about favorable keywords. Now, they also log who you are of the demographic, like age and your gender. So I think it is my hypothesis that the majority of the fans of Super Smash Brothers are teenage males. So you can see that back right here. And let's just check my hypothesis. If you're watching this all the way up to now, do you think that the people around you who play Super Smash Bros. Are in majority male? Perhaps? If the answer is yes, then part of my hypothesis might be true. I don't know, it's just an hypothesis. I'm not going to do research to convince people that is true. I'm going to do research. I would do research to definitively know if it is or if it's not true. But you can see that here I've made the percentages weight towards males, and then here I've set 50-50. In order not to get the feminists on my tail, I'm going to change everything to 50-50. And the average age might be 18 of both male and female. I don't know. I just feel like it. So, average length of descriptions is also one thing that I feel this automated results is going to take into consideration. Like, I'm pretty sure people who are real fans of Mega Man Zero would write really long descriptions, and his average would be average length of description would be really long. I think they're also going to consider that how much people can write about why they would want the character to be in Super Smash Bros. I feel that it's one important thing to take into consideration. Now, you're going to see there's one entry where it's 14, and that happens to be Rhine from Xenoblade Chronicles. And why I think that, I'm going to show it right here. Rhine, Xenoblade. I feel that a lot of people are going to ride simply because it's Rhine time, and then proceed to submit their vote. Also for Shrek, I think, no, Shrek's not in this row, he's here. I also think that people are going to have a massive average description, because I'm pretty sure people are going to vote like this. I was only 9 years old, and then the entire story Shrek is love. Shrek is life. Live? Life? I feel that people are going to write the 4chan story of Shrek is love, Shrek is life. Also, I think this is going to be a quality of submission check. I really don't know how you are supposed to say that in English, but just to, I'm pretty sure they just want to clarify whether the person knows from which game their character is, because people would vote Ryan to be Xenoblade. One person is going to submit Xenoblade, another person is going to submit Xenoblade Chronicles. Japanese fans are going to submit the Japanese hiragana name of Xenoblade, and it's something like Xenoburoedo in Japanese pronunciation or something. But I feel that they're also going to check when rhyme is submitted multiple times whether people didn't accidentally submit Zenblade or Xenoblade, things like that. They just want to double check whether you're informed, even informed about the character, or whether you took the time to double check whether everything was spelled correctly. I think I've made my point on that now. So I've also done Ice Climbers and Popo, the single Ice Climbers. I'm pretty sure people, if the Ice Climbers are cut, I'm pretty sure people would want Popo, just Popo, to be in Smash Brothers, because it was reported that the Ice Climbers were running and working on Super Smash Brothers for Wii U. It could just be a real waste to just delete all of that moveset data and all. But I feel that people are still, even though they have been omitted from being in Smash by Sakurai, I feel that people are still going to vote for Ridley, still going to vote for Ice Climbers, both of them, still going to vote for Goku, still going to vote for Shrek, still going to vote for Banjo-Kazooie and Crash Bandicoot, even though Crash, there was this one commercial where Crash was really mocking Nintendo. It was back in the 90s. That commercial went pretty viral. Oh, excuse me for that. Had a really rough breakfast. Phil Spencer from Xbox actually agreed that Banjo and Kazooie would be a really cool character to be in Smash Brothers. He's positive about it. Platonic Soft agrees to him. They're rooting for Banjo and Kazooie to be in Smash. Also King K. Rool. But people are still going to vote for these, and you could say these votes might not be disregarded just to check how much fans these characters really have. Once again, this research did separate the frontrunners with the most characters from characters that are third party and are already in the game. Third party characters, Banjo-Kazooie is listed up high, Rayman is listed up high, Crash Bandicoot, unfortunately not. I love Crash Bandicoot. Just to get that out there. Amaterasu might be really fun. I mean, if Duck Hunt's in, why can't she be in? Harmonites might also be really fun, but I'm not going to go over every single of these, whether I would like them to be in Smash Brothers or not. So I think I've done the I've gone over the most important data, which they are going to account for in order to determine which character is going to be in Smash Brothers, thanks to the Super Smash Brothers ballot. So Roy and Ryu are already confirmed by this standard. Once again, people have been questioning this. Let me check. It might just be a test to see the reaction of people when they just put in Ryu's Street Fighter background music. for his victory screen. I think it was this or this, I'm really not sure. Either one of these two is his potential victory theme if he's ever going to be in Smash Brothers. It's a bit weird that this data was already ported to the game. I mean, downloaded to your game in an update that is supposed to not reveal that he will be in the game or not. But about some other things that they will take into consideration in order to validate your vote, to check the quality of your vote. So, databases are very, how do I say that? Very fragile systems if they're not programmed correctly. You can actually manipulate them from the outside. You could just say, I want to empty this entire database and just ruin all of the market research that was done before. It has happened to the researcher that I had a conversation with when the Smash Brothers Ballot came into existence. So you're going to see that Goku is written in a really wrong way here. No caps and quotes on around the character. This is in order to mess with the how do I say that? Not the results themselves, but with how the results are represented. If they were to do a double check on every vote, this could ruin HTML and PHP in order to make the votes available on websites or something. I really don't know how to properly word this, but this quote slash is an escaping that could ruin how your data is represented, because this could possibly be part of an injection. Injection is like putting data into a database that shouldn't be there and could mess with what is actually there. But it could just be that this person mistyped Goku really badly, and he was trying to make a serious vote. But because it has potential to be a database injection, they are going to disregard this vote, even though it was voted for 12 times or something by people who are all serious to vote for Goku, but they aren't very capable of using a keyboard. Also for like Cross from Xenoblade Chronicles X, Shrek, hashtag Shrek, it's all potentially harmful for a database if they're not properly programmed. This is a part of HTML. This is just to get a link visible. This is the rerouting to another website. href is a really cool link. Please click here, you censored. This could lead to funny results when a beginner has like a blog and they just want to show like here's what is in my database. An actual link gets represented onto an HTML page like that. It could be that someone's trying to insert JavaScript in order to mess with the website that your results might be posted on. Or they might just do one query that just says MySQL drop database, which is essentially emptying a type of database that is MySQL. I really think that Nintendo would escape or simply disregard these. Let's see what happens if I do this. Drop database. Excuse me. Drop database results. Okay, so if they programmed it right, when I typed that, it would have been entirely disregarded and I had to type it again. That's just programming in certain programming frameworks to just disregard any potential database injection that could mess with results. So there might also be genuinely mistyped votes by people, like instead of writing Goku, they write GKU. I feel that you might, because you can't validate things like Ryu, Ryu, or Rio, because you can't validate whether the person actually tried to write Ryu, or Rio, you might as well actually disregard all of these votes, throw them into the garbage can, and just not look at it again. Also, people are going to write Bigley instead of Ridley. You might as well disregard those votes, because you can't tell for sure whether they were serious and whether they have done it multiple times if you were to only check for character names that look very similar to the top most voted characters. So there might be some people that write Shadow the Hedgehog, and other people who might write Shadow. And then the game is actually the same, Shadow the Hedgehog. I would personally feel that, and the researcher that I talked to at school, I feel that they are going to add up all of these votes, so you don't need to worry about that everyone writes Shadow or Shadow the Hedgehog, or Knuckles the Incendia, or whatever he was called. So the last point that I want to go over is suspiciously similar nicknames. So you have already seen the example where I wrote Goku 1, Goku 2, Goku 23,354. Because you can't be sure, 100% sure, whether it was the same person who voted with other nicknames that are suspiciously similar. I just want to point out, please limit your vote to one person. Some people aren't sure whether they mean whether one person can vote for only one character, or whether one person can vote for multiple characters, but only one character per vote. I just want to point out the Dutch version of the website. After that, I'm going to go over the inconsistent data gathering. This here says everyone is only allowed to vote once. Everyone's only allowed to vote once. So yeah, that's actually what they're trying to say with this in other fancy words. So yeah. It might be that very suspiciously familiar or similar names are going to vote once or multiple times, and I am not sure whether they're going to throw away these votes, but I feel in order to get quality research, they have to, in order to make sure that it's not the same person who has programmed the bot to submit the same character 100,000 times. So it might be possible, I have my own name listed here, it might be possible that someone has already voted with the name Guguk7 in order to steal my vote, which is why when I heard of the Smash Brothers Ballot, I immediately told myself, do not vote with Guguk7 or any other name that I'm known for, like Benny Lava. So yeah. So try to get your name as unique as possible, with as much characters as possible in it. I believe the limit is only 5 if I were to refresh this page. Characters up to 15. So I want to go over one last thing that I couldn't really express in Excel sheets as far as I know. These websites are not really built the same. If I quickly switch between tabs like this, you're going to see that the UK version is different than the US version, with a little bit of styling. So I feel like they hired 2 designers and 2 programmers. 1 designer and programmer worked on the UK version, and 1 designer and programmer worked on the US version. But one thing that is really important here is that in the UK version, they ask for your nickname. In the US version, they don't. This might just be because of laws and regulations and stuff, that difference in of internet security that has differences in other countries. They also ask for age, which they don't in this one from the US. They do in the Dutch version. Name. They don't ask for your nickname at all in the Dutch version. They ask for your name, which I think is really weird. Oh well. But votes from the US and the UK have to have the same weight to it, but I find it a bit strange to archive the nicknames of one country and no nicknames at all for the other country. I'm a little bit skeptical. I'm a little bit skeptical because if they have gathered inconsistent data, you cannot be sure whether you can validate with this method at all for all of the US votes, which might actually make a real difference in the end. I don't know. I'm just a bit skeptical about whether the results I'm going to see are actually true. But it might just happen that after all of the effort, the Smash Brothers ballot, all of the votes were cast invalid, and they just release Ryu and Roy and I don't know, something that Sakurai himself chooses, or they might get a lot of money, a big sum of money from the developers of Bayonetta. I think the main producer is Hideki Kamiya, who is really not a fan of the Smash Brothers ballot. Like I've told you 100 quadruple billion sextillion times. I don't know how many zeros these are. Enough vote thing. I'll block those and also smash idiots. It's really funny. So yeah, I think I've made my points on IP addresses. One advice I'm gonna give you for that: if you have a brother or a sister that also wants to vote, make him or her do that on a different computer, on a different network even, please, on a different device than a computer. Let him use a completely separate nickname and a completely separate description and possibly a completely separate character. And let him be of him or her be of a different demographic. Let him or her try to go into more details about why he or she likes that one character. And I think that's really it. I'm not trying to be that one guy that tells you, hey, let's vote for Goku, or let's vote for King K. Rool. I would love any character to be in Smash. So yeah, this has been Goku 7. See you guys next time when I don't know what video I'm going to make on which channel.